Hello everyone and welcome back to Project Japan. Today you'll see me attempt my hardest trucking challenge so far. In this video, I have a huge list of new and exciting things to show you. Have you heard of the Japanese show trucks called Dekotora trucks? They look like spaceships full of polished metal panels and lights absolutely everywhere. And we've got the privilege of driving one today. You are not going to want to miss this. Secondly, we're going to be trying out the Super Hard Company mod, which makes the parking jobs in this sim a total nightmare and will really push me to my limits. To get to our destination today, we've got to squeeze our truck between two rock faces, so you're going to want to see how that one goes and find out if I end up wrecking this one-of-a-kind Fuso show truck that I've borrowed for today. So grab a drink, sit back and enjoy Project Japan. Hello, I'm Stu and thank you for joining me in Kobe in the beautiful Osaka Bay. We're transporting Tyres northeast to Takayama today. The route is 166 kilometers, which is a little over 100 miles. Now the first challenge is going to be getting out of this yard, and Project Japan comes with an optional mod called Super Hard Company, and that's what I'm showcasing today. Our destination is rumoured to be a bit of a nightmare, so stick around to the end of the video and see that one for yourself. Initially I thought the hard parking jobs were just at the destination end, but if this yard here is anything to go by, they've modified this one also to make it more difficult. Now we're aiming to turn right after these pipes, but we're never going to get round that corner, so we'd better go make a U-turn to make it out of here. Not completely tricky so far, but certainly harder than the default Euro Truck game. With the Super Hard Company add-on, the developers of Project Japan have modified a whole range of pickup and drop-off yards within the game, and have moved lots of map assets such as bins, trailers, and even the loading bays to make life way more difficult than it probably needs to be, but to challenge even the most hardcore sim trucker. Well, we've managed to negotiate that U-turn, so let's talk about the truck before we head out onto the street. The truck is a Fuso T-Series Dekotora truck, which translates as decoration truck, which is a type of art truck which are extremely popular in Japanese culture. These trucks, customized by owner-operators and hobbyists, feature mural paint schemes, neon LED and even UV lights, and tend to be covered, like this one, in stainless steel, but it's not uncommon to have gold-plated body panels as well. These things really are the ultimate show truck. They were made famous by a series of 10 Japanese movies created in the 1970s called Toraku Yaro, that translates as truck guys. Well, that's us out of the yard, and I know you're here for the destination, not the journey today, so I'm going to time-lapse the next part so you can sit back and take in all the beauty of Project Japan. See you in a minute. Welcome to Takayama, everyone. We're here just outside the yard and the entrance is on the left. Now I've pulled over to the far right hand lane to be able to swing into this narrow entrance, and we're just going to wait here until the road is clear on the left, and we will seize our opportunity after this van goes past. Let's go for it just now. See if we can get this in one cut. And already we know this is going to be tough if it's a challenge to get the truck into the entrance. Well, we've negotiated the first hurdle, and I'm just double checking my mirrors here to make sure that we don't hit any of these barriers on either side of our vehicle. Now you'll notice I have a rigid body truck, which I suppose does make some of these tight turns more tricky than a truck with articulation, but we do have the advantage of a much shorter length of truck and trailer here, which will hopefully work in our favour. So the next step is we need to make a tight right turn here, but I've got the feeling that once we turn right, we're going to hit the trailer against the left-hand wall. And because space is so tight here, I'm not sure it's going to be possible, but we will give it a try. Let's proceed really cautiously and just test the waters. Okay, having had a look outside, I've decided to bail out of that idea. I'm going to try to nose in ahead where there's a little gap up here, and I'm going to back down that little alley behind us rather than trying to drive forwards. This idea may come back to bite me, but we do like a challenge. We've not quite got the angle there, so let's pull up and position our driver's side here much closer to the fence, and that should allow us down the alley much more easily. My advice with Project Japan, whether you're using the Hard Company mod or not, would be to use an articulated truck and trailer, but make sure you invest in a steerable trailer. Some of these yards that you will encounter are virtually impossible without the steerable one. I know some folks are not the biggest fan of the steerable trailers. They can be a little hard to get used to, but they're pretty much essential on this map. Alright, well, we've made it down the narrowest part here between the rocks, and it has widened up a little bit behind us. We're just going to do a little pull forward so we can hit the entrance of the yard, and they will tell us where they want the tyres dropped off today. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Let's see where they want us to park. Well, we're not going to do the 0 XP option, and the 15 XP is actually going to be harder for us because this is assuming that we've got our truck pointing forwards. So maybe backing in here was not such a crazy idea after all, as we're going to get our 40 XP parking job the easy way. Well, let's hope it pans out that way. I wanted to showcase this today because I'm not the best truck sim driver at all, and the fact I've made it this far is a great demonstration that anyone can do this. If you're the sort of person that does speedrunning with your parking and throw the truck into the parking space, or don't have much patience, then this is probably not for you. Well, as we look back there, we can see how little room there is in this yard to turn a full-size truck and trailer, so my advice would be, do what we just did, back the truck in if you can. I doubt you can do a street back with all that traffic we had out there though. Well folks, I hope you've enjoyed this little visit back to Japan. It's an incredibly beautiful and well-made map with a ton of authentic Japanese details. And I've really enjoyed driving the Fuso T-Series decoration truck. It's really something very different, but I thought quite fitting when driving here in Japan. All we have to do now is pull forward, and that is us done. Thank you so much for joining me today. My original Project Japan video is actually my channel's most watched video to date, so I'll put a link for that in the video description for you, as well as my Project Japan install guide. and a link, of course, to this truck mod. I'd appreciate a like if you don't mind, and please subscribe to my channel for more truck sim videos. Until the next one, take care.